Lawyers, what was your oh shit moment in court? This kid Carlos gets pulled over for a broken taillight. Cop says he smells weed, searches the car, finds 3 bricks of cocaine in the trunk. Classic drug trafficking case, right? Carlos swears up and down the car was borrowed. He had no clue about the drugs. I figured it was the usual wasn't me defense. The weird thing was, Carlos couldn't speak English at all. Like, zero. Every conversation went through this court interpreter, this middle-aged woman named Patricia, who'd been doing the job for years. Carlos kept telling me through her that he was innocent, that he was just trying to make some money cleaning cars for people. I spent weeks prepping this case. The search seemed clean, no Fourth Amendment violations. The cops followed procedure. My only shot was reasonable doubt, maybe argue someone else put the drugs there. Standard stuff. Then we get to trial. The prosecutor calls the arresting officer to testify. This guy, Officer Brennan, takes the stand and starts his story. Traffic stop, broken taillight, smell of marijuana, all normal. But then he drops this bomb. The defendant confessed at the scene, he says. In broken English, he told me, I knew I shouldn't have taken this job. I almost choked on my coffee. Carlos had been telling me for months he couldn't speak English, not one word. But now the cop's saying he confessed in English? I objected and asked for clarification through the interpreter. That's when things got weird. Patricia, who'd been translating everything perfectly for months, suddenly looked nervous, like really nervous. She kept shifting in her chair and wouldn't make eye contact. The judge asked her to translate the officer's testimony to Carlos. She did, but something was off. Carlos started getting agitated, shaking his head violently, saying stuff in Spanish that sounded pretty heated. I asked Patricia what he was saying. She paused for way too long, then said, he's just upset about the testimony, but I could tell there was more. I pressed harder. What exactly did he say? Patricia looked at the prosecutor, then the judge, then back at me. Her voice was shaking when she finally said, actually, the officer may have misunderstood what Carlos said at the scene. The prosecutor's face went white. The judge leaned forward. Excuse me? That's when Patricia completely broke down. Turns out she'd been cleaning up Carlos's statements this whole time. She wasn't certified in Salvadoran dialects and had been guessing at half the words he said. Under pressure from the DA's office to move cases quickly, she'd been paraphrasing his answers to make them clearer. Carlos's confession about taking the job. He was actually trying to explain that someone paid him $20 to clean their car that morning. He thought he was being arrested for the car wash, not drugs. The phrase in his dialect meant, I shouldn't have taken this cleaning job, not, I shouldn't have taken this drug job. The judge went ballistic, immediately declared a mistrial. Carlos was released on bond that afternoon. The prosecutor looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. If I hadn't caught that one weird moment with Patricia's hesitation, if I hadn't pushed back on that testimony, Carlos would be serving 10 years in federal prison right now. The DA's office quietly dropped all charges 2 weeks later. Patricia lost her certification. Carlos went back to El Salvador to be with his family.